I'm really close to 3,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed because I'm getting ready to show you something magical. If you think I'm joking, just stay tuned. It's magical. So look at this base here. This is one of those clan bases you see on YouTube. They all look the same. They all have these like stilts on the outside of them and lots of peak downs. And I mean, they look cool, sure. You know, it looks great. The upkeep is kind of crazy, in my opinion. You know, 23k stone, 16k metal, 167 high quality. But that's doable by a group. You know, no big deal. No big deal. But the problem is, I just raided it, and I got main loot in 33 rockets. You can see the raid counter in the top right of the screen. I just raided it and got to the main loot with 33 rockets. And I know I could have done it cheaper than that. That was just me messing around. 33 rockets, and I got everything. And you see that this is a big compound. I would consider this a clan base. Let me show you a base that I've designed. I don't have a cool name for it, but I might think of one by the end of this video. Do you see how small it is? It's just a 3x3. You see this 3x3 here? And then it's got honeycomb around the outside. It's got a place for your horse. It's kind of modeled after another base that I did last year. It's just a 3x3. What if I told you that this 3x3 took over 100 rockets to raid? I know you don't believe me. That's fine. You don't have to believe me because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. You don't even have to believe me. So let's go in and take a look at it. Your horses stay here. Your horses, you have to have horses for this base. I'll show you why in a minute. I use garage doors because the horses have to be able to get in through the entire base. They won't go through the double doors. So we have a drop, you know, the depot storage area here. You can design this base however you want to. You can put shelves here, fridges here, a workbench here, whatever you want to put here. It's totally up to you. We have furnace areas. There's plenty of room for the furnaces and such. More loot storage here. And it takes an S route. You know, it comes in here, then it wraps around this way and goes around this way. This is like the main area where you do your business. You got the tier 3 and such, and more furnaces. There's also an upstairs area. You can put your lockers and whatever you want to put in here, your food storage. There's even enough room in this base for a farm. And then there's auxiliary storage up here. You'd put your less valuable loot up here. Lots of room for the beds. And I know what you're thinking. Well, you know, they can just blow through the stone right here, or they can blow through the roof. Isn't super secure. But the way this base is designed, that's the whole point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you see. What matters is what you don't see. And what you don't see in this base are the hidden loot compartments. But I think you would agree that if you raided this base right now, the raiders would come through, they go through the doors, they would get the loot in these loot rooms, make it all the way to the back, and they would say, yeah, job well done, yeah. We didn't get TC, but that's fine, you know, job well done, let's get out of here, and then that would be it. However, if they got curious and wondered, what is this base hiding? If they got curious and wanted to blow this wall right here, this metal wall, they would find an armored wall. And it's an armored 1x1 full of your best loot. And there's 4 of these. This is crucial to the design of this base, is that there's 4 of these. There's one here. Here. All these squares on the outside are the bunkers, the suicide bunkers that you store your best loot in. And the way you access them is using horses. So everyone meet Sunny. Welcome Sunny to the video. And we will use Sunny to go into the wall here. And now we suicide into here and we examine Sunny. We take all of our C4 and sulfur off of her and move it into our loot boxes. Take a look at the upkeep of this base. 6,000 metal, 3,000 stone, and 120 high quality. It'd be difficult for a solo, but it's possible. It would be absolutely doable for a duo or a trio or a 5-man. Remember the cost of the other base? Look at this. The upkeep, 23,000 stone, 16,000 metal, 167 high quality, compared to 6,000, 3,000, 120 high quality. This base is smaller, it has a smaller footprint, it's easier to build, it doesn't require any it doesn't require you to have a clan to protect you while you build it. And the best part is the enemies don't even know that your loot exists. There's no drop boxes here that you pass the loot through to get into these suicide bunkers. So even if you get raided, they're not going to know that your 4 loot rooms full of your best loot exist. But if they do, that's whenever this base gets really, really, really fun. I'm going to reload it here to make the garage doors shut faster. That's whenever it gets absolutely magical. And remember, please subscribe if you think this is magical. If you don't think it's magical, just write me a hateful comment below and tell me why, because this is magical. Okay, let's raid this thing. I'm going to show y'all what it's like to raid a base like this. Start raid, let's go. So, instead of going through the garage doors, let's go through the windows here. Now some people are going to say, but Benjamin, you could have used explosive ammo or satchels for that. Okay, look, whenever you're raiding a base like this, a giant base, you don't always have the luxury of choosing what raid items you're using. You're not gonna be, you're not gonna get your squire to come in and be like, yes, squire, hand me the explosive. No, you're like, I hope I don't get countered. I hope nobody comes and totally ruins this raid for us. Let's get in and out, bring the rockets, let's fucking do this. Well, here we go. We're doing this. Okay, got through the garage doors. Let's try to splash as much as possible. Whenever we're using our rockets, that's the true advantage of rockets is the splash damage. Okay, we got the depot room here. We're in here, furnaces, whatever. A little sloppy on that one, but it's okay. Nothing's perfect in a raid. Shut this door because it will be shut. Got the ladder hatch, that's interesting. Wonder what's up there. So they'll come up here and see all of your auxiliary crappy loot, your frog boots and such. They might blow these doors to find your kits and such, but it's fine. And up to this point, this base isn't really different than the others. 37 rockets. I rated the other base in something similar. The upkeep of this base is much, much lower, true, but the raid cost so far has been about the same. But they don't have your loot yet. They don't have your loot in these 4 bunkers. Now, I want to show you the power of loot separation. Let's just pretend that the enemy has rockets out the ass and they want to try and see what's in this base. You've made them so mad, and they want to know what's in here. They want everything. Alright, let's take everything. Okay, now we have the first armored wall, the first armored bunker to go through. At this point, the whole server is coming after you. Okay, we've got 25% of the loot. A quarter of it. We've only got a quarter of the loot so far. Okay, so there's good loot in here. That must mean there's good loot in the other 4 containers and the other 4 bunkers. Let's get those 2. Okay, now we have half the loot. We still don't even have the TC yet. Okay, maybe it's in this one. Let's go for this one. Finally got TC. But since these other 3 loot areas were loaded, we have to get the 4th one right to get everything. maybe the fourth one, you know, maybe this last one is the one that has your rockets and C4 in it. Now we have all the loot. And we used 124 rockets, which is 173,000 sulfur to raid a 3x3. Now, 124 rockets, I think you would agree, is a little more magical than the 35 rockets it took to raid that giant base that I just showed you. This is the power of loot separation in Rust. This is the power of loot that the enemy doesn't even know exists.